Well, greetings. Thanks for taking a minute to hear a little bit more about exponential churches. In this particular session, I'm going to talk a little bit about a buddy named Dale Oquist, who is the senior pastor at People's Church in Fresno, California. It happens to be one of the largest Assembly of God churches in America, and he's just got a heart of gold, become a great friend, love Dale. Been working with him now for about 3 years. When we first kind of got together, we did kind of our traditional church-wide campaign and video curriculum that aligned with a couple of his weekend sermon series, kind of helping guys do their own custom stuff, like their own 40-day campaign. We did one called Elephant Issues that was glorious and had 30 testimonies in it, and we shot it on a stage, and it just was a huge impact, congregational photos and the whole bit. It was awesome. The second one was 30 Days to Easter. It's a fun march up to Easter, capitalizing on that season. People are very spiritually open and sensitive to what, God might do in their life, and it was beautiful with Life of Christ photos in it and a short little study guide, color study guide, and just had a huge impact. And then did another one called Crazy Generosity, which is a 4-part series on time, talent, treasure, and trust. And it's a kind of a stewardship series. We found that the fastest growing churches in America are all doing some sort of a stewardship series. And I don't mean just a finance series, but stewardship, serving, or something that's mobilizing and motivating their people to go the next step. And we recently shot a series for them that was based off of something we call Next Step series. It's kind of a 4-volume series based off each of the purposes or the core values that they have in their church. There are 4 sessions and 4 volumes with lots of testimonies. And his testimonies, about 30 people that we're putting in on a medley form, are just glorious. Kind of a fun project with him. But I'm up now, consulted with them for a year in a variety of areas. And one of the areas that I just want to encourage you guys on to consider doing at your place is this day and age, this camera on this phone is better quality than the one that I shot 40 Days of Purpose on, a million years ago, that now 30,000 churches have done. Maybe you have done it. But there's several different software that you could put onto this to load a simple teleprompter, and you could load a simple file and set it up someplace and be able to shoot something that you can go direct to camera that's just like this camera, but it looks like you're looking at the camera that way with a little teeny tripod. And so we're training churches on how the pastor, who's a teacher, to be able to take and do secondary other teaching and training and these kinds of things, for their congregation, for different market targets of their congregation, to do a promo before a weekend sermon or before a weekend series. They can encourage people. Dale at his place did a little short promo that we took him outside and had him shoot. And he used a little bit bigger one, which is the new, iPad, and that gave him a little larger font and was a little bigger, easier to see. Put it up on a tripod, and he did a promotion for that weekend service, and the guys loaded it in and gave it a little boost and had 6,000 likes on it. And that kind of thing can bring in, 10, 20, 50, 150 new people when you broadcast what you're doing and give those little early signs. The other thing he's doing is daily video devotions. So he's just set up, we did a little sit up in his office, and I showed the guys how to go set up in about 10 different locations on the campus, and they're shooting these little devotions based off the book of Joshua that he's teaching on each week. And this is getting all kinds of access, and he's sharing them, and he was able to get, more importantly, emails and 2,000 cell phone numbers from the members in his congregation that he's doing a private track for them. He's about ready to make that available to a broader group of people that will probably get 6,000 or so emails. And churches are being very creative about how to get that kind of contact information. With Rick years ago, I just said, why don't you just say you're going to do a newsletter? And he said, well, I'm not. And I said, well, this didn't say how frequently you're going to do it. If we do it 4 times a year? He said, okay. Well, we got first weekend, we got 3,000, we got 5,000 total. The next month next weekend ended up with about 7,000 emails that we got from people. This day and age, you want to see, it's not presumptuous to get their cell phone. If they give it to you, you have license to go ahead and send them whatever. And so shoot short things just like this, whether it be a promo for the weekend or a daily video devotion or some sort of a training for your people. But you need to keep the cameras rolling. It's not just Sunday morning that we have access to now. Now you got to take things to the next level and make sure you're encouraging, equipping, and training your people in the next steps, whatever role, whatever their relationship, whatever their connection to your church. And always do it in a way that you don't know the people when you're listening. Thank them, introduce yourself, and always do it so it's social friendly so they can send it to the other friends, family, neighbors, cousins, uncles in their social media. So do it in a way that might help and encourage other people. So let me say this. this. If you're watching this, send this to other folks on your Twitter or Facebook, or et cetera, and spread the love to help encourage some other people and train them in how they could take their people down the next level in their walk with God. Just ideas for how exponential churches are helping to grow. Blessings.